Find product links below and hundreds more videos on my channel. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to discuss the TechArt EF to NEX adapter. Now this is an adapter that lets you use your Canon lenses on your NEX body, and you might have, there's very different reasons for that. Either you want something from the Canon lineup on your NEX camera, or you want an NEX camera as a backup to your Canon. And that's my reason for it. I find that it's a really lovely addition to my Canon. And so what this allows you to do is it allows you to get image stabilization with your Canon lenses, which is really lovely. For me, that's the most important thing. It allows you to get autofocus, which means that you can, I suppose you could use it for stills, but for me, that's not really why I would use it, because it is slow. But more if I wanted to shoot myself and I wanted to autofocus from here, you know, with the trigger. If I wanted to set it up somewhere high and get some sort of, you know, get it to trigger with a remote, and I needed autofocus for something, there are uses for this with autofocus. It is a really useful feature, just not really necessarily for stills. I mean, you know, probably for landscapes and stuff, that'll work great. But for most stuff, it's probably not what I'd use. Just it's a little bit slow, but it does get focus really nicely with regards to accuracy. So when it gets focus, it gets it, and that's really lovely to see. And that was consistent with all lenses. The other thing it does is it allows you to control your aperture, which is great. Up until now, there were only expensive adapters that let you do that, and this is the first inexpensive one. And so it's really lovely that you can now, you know, properly use your Canon glass with your NEX camera. So there are very small quirks with this. For example, with some lenses, I had to half press the shutter to get image stabilization to work. And then half press, and then while I was half pressing, or half press and then let go, and then press the record button, something like that. But it wasn't an issue. It was quite easy to figure out how to get it to work, and overall it worked really nicely. On a few times, I think it's the first time that you turn on the camera or something like that, it will take a few seconds, or you have to take a picture first before it'll start autofocusing. There's a few tiny little quirks. They're all listed in the manual, and I think they're all listed in the eBay listing as well. So they're not big issues, and you know, it's still very usable for autofocus. Just not really it's not for anything fast, not for any fast stills work. Image stabilization was actually really great, and I think it's a really useful feature. And with all lenses, all the ones that I tested, the aperture control worked just fine. So no issues with that. Now, the footage I shot was shot on a really short time constraint, so I had to just run to a friend's house, and the reason I went to there is because I knew you guys would want as many lenses as possible. So I went to a friend who's got lots of lenses, tested out every lens that I could. Most of his are image stabilized, so that was really good. And so unfortunately he had to run out, so I didn't have that much time, and I had to just put the camera on my knee and do the tests. And so I hope you guys will forgive me for that. I'm pretty sure that you'll be happy with it, and because really it's just so you could see how well it works. And as far as I could see, it was pretty consistent with all the lenses, and you know, it was I would imagine that on almost everything it should work. Okay guys, so here is the autofocus with the TechArt adapter, and sometimes it doesn't want to get focus, and when it does get focus, it is nice and sharp. It does do a good job. Just with some stuff, it takes some time to find that focus, but this is useful for if you want to shoot something with the camera somewhere where you can't reach it, so you need to get it to autofocus from far away. Let's say with the app to control the camera from far away, or with a remote, or if you want to shoot yourself and you want to just get this to quickly autofocus. So it's nice to have that. Okay, here it is with the Canon 40mm pancake lens and the adapter. It does get focused nice and sharp, but it's not fast. Okay, so this is the Canon 100mm macro, and this actually does a pretty good job. It's not super quick, but it's accurate and not too slow compared to the other lenses. This is the 70-200 f4L, and in low light like this, it does actually does get focus, but just like the other one, it's not super quick. When shooting outdoors, it does get focus much quicker. Alright, so here's autofocus with the Canon 17-85 f4 to 5.6. Okay, so here it is with the 50mm. Okay, so this is the Canon 24-105 f4L IS USM, and this is at 105 on the NEX 6 with no image stabilization, and it's just handheld, so you can see that yeah, it's not very stable. And turn on IS, and beautiful results. Okay, so this is the Canon 100mm macro lens, and this is with the image stabilization turned on. And this lens is a little bit weird with this adapter, and you've got to half press the shutter to turn on the image stabilization and then press the record button, and that's how you get it to be image stabilized in video. Once you do, it's a really nice improvement. Right now I'm really not holding it steady. And here's that same shot again without stabilization. Okay, so this is the 70-200 f4 LIS USM, and this is without image stabilization at 200, and then here it is at 70. Okay, so this is the 70-200 f4. This is at f10 with image stabilization turned on, and once I got the image stabilization to turn on, it does a really lovely job. This is at 200mm and then 70. Really lovely setup. Okay, so here's the NEX 6, and I'm going to compare the image stabilization performance between this and a 60D. As you can see, working really lovely here. Zoom in to 200, and if I get a nice grip on it. Okay, so for comparison, here's a 60D with 70-200. Here it is at 200. Okay, so here's the 17-85 image stabilization. And there it is at 17. Nice and stable. And here it is without image stabilization. Okay, so just for comparison, here is the image stabilization that we would get with the NEX6's kit lens, and that was going from 16 to 50 millimeters. Okay, and here is image stabilization turned off. So hopefully that was useful and helpful to you. Hopefully you like this product. I certainly do, and I think it's a really lovely addition to my kit. If you want more information, ask me. If I can help, I will, but generally I don't have any more lenses to try out for you. But do ask the manufacturer, because they've tested out quite a lot. And if you've got any more questions, if I can answer, I will. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.